The Chancellor has been promoting innovation in the UK financial technology sector in a major speech today. But for all online businesses, one word is under the spotlight like never before: data. It's extraordinarily valuable, but it faces ever greater scrutiny. So what should we expect from business when it comes to our personal information? One of those listening to Philip Hammond earlier was Matthew Commack. He's the Chief Executive of GoCompare, and he joins me now. Matthew, very good to see you.
Yeah, good evening.
Are companies like yours doing enough to protect consumers from their data being mistreated?
Yeah, well, what I can talk about is what we do. We started out about 12 years ago by 5 entrepreneurs in South Wales. And right from the very start, they were regulated by the FCA. We're still regulated by the FCA, and I personally am. And so we take our relationship and our consumers' data very seriously, because where consumers give us permission to use that data, we'll process that data to give them a service. So it's quite a simple relationship. We take that information, we work up a series of quotes for them, and they choose what they want to do and they move on. Where they give us permission, we'll then go back to them later and say, you know, your policy's up for renewal, would you like to do something else? It's quite simple. And we obviously take that very, very seriously. It's been part of our ethos, if you like, for the last 12 years.
Yeah, the Competition and Markets Authority does have a bit of an issue with price comparison websites, though, doesn't it? I mean, it's quite wary that data is being mistreated.
I don't know. I mean, there was a Competition and Markets Authority study last year, and they broadly said we are a force for good. We've saved, certainly I can talk for us, we've saved billions of pounds for UK consumers over the last 12 years. You know, we feel we have a very transparent, certainly for our business, we have a very transparent way of doing business. We don't take advertising money on our site. We don't have paid for promotional placement for companies to push themselves up. Our algorithms are very simple. It's what you see is what you get. Now, I can only talk for what we do. But for us, going back to that ethos, those 5 people on the kitchen table 12 years ago, that was basically back to that.
But do you think that price comparison sites need to do more to demonstrate to customers that their data is being used responsibly? How do you convince people of that? I mean, clearly, post the Facebook scandal, there is going to be scepticism.
You know, again, I can talk to what we do, and we constantly remind our consumers of the trust we're trying to build with them. What happens environmentally with other companies may or may not help that. But we try to remind our customers that we're there basically to save them time and money. It's quite a simple concept. Instead of having to phone around 15 insurers, they get to do one process and they get a series of results. But it is a constant battle. There's lots of noise in the marketplace, and therefore we have to take that quite seriously.
Do you worry, though, that post-Facebook there is going to be greater regulation coming down the line on businesses like yours? Well,
I think, you know, I can't comment on what the regulators will do. I think what's happened recently in this last week could well be a seminal moment for other companies. They have quite a complex relationship with consumers in a social network environment. We have quite a simple one. And our aim is to try and keep that relationship simple and quite transparent. And I think by doing that, certainly I think we have a strong possibility to keep that relationship with the consumer strong.
Yes, I mean, clearly Facebook have handled this situation absolutely dreadfully. Suspicion of them is probably at an all-time high. Do you worry that the entire industry is going to get tarred with that brush?
I think we're not the same industry. So that's what I would say. We're not even remotely the same model. The fact we use software, I think, is about the only similarity. But you know, I think
you are a business that's built on data.
We do use data, and the way we use that data to provide a service, though, again, I'll come back to, is quite simple. And I think the complexity of some of the large global companies, the way they operate, how they're structured even, and how they do business around the world, makes it rather opaque for people to see how they operate and what they do. We try and keep that quite simple. So I'll just keep coming back to that simplicity. If you keep it simple, then I think you've got a great opportunity to win business and to keep that going over the years.